Are you confused about who's in charge? Are we backsliding, Simon? And later, Negan says the Saviors once had a leader who he dethroned. Question. An interesting question, I think, is could Simon have been the leader of the group that Negan took over? Because he keeps asking Simon, are we backsliding, Simon? Maybe he wasn't leader, maybe he was second in charge or something. Maybe the leader, he killed, but, to show that he means business. Of course, we've all seen him do that with Lucille. So, but could Simon have been maybe second in charge or something of that group Negan took over? Because he keeps asking, Simon, are we backsliding? So this is an interesting episode where we see a different side of Negan. Well, yes and no. He's still a piece of crap as far as I'm concerned, but could Simon have been maybe second or third in charge of this group that Negan took over? And like I said, he keeps referring to that. Are we backsliding, Simon? So he really gets upset about that, which, is kind of surprising. He's not out for mass murder. Yes, he kills people when he needs to, according to him. Whatever. So we see Gabe and Negan in the sweat box there, surrounded by the walkers, and they're wrestling with that never-ending post-apocalyptic debate. Is anyone really a bad guy, or is it just a matter of perspective? And Negan lobbies hard and unconvincingly for, it's just a matter of perspective. I killed the widow's husband and the ginger, but I didn't get them killed. That was your boy Rick. Big difference. No. He chose those two. He did. Rick didn't say, kill Abraham and kill Glenn. No. Negan chose those two. Negan killed him. I don't care what he says. And I like the part where I know why we're here. I know why, I'm stuck in here with you. I'm here to hear your confession. I love that part. I thought it was amazing. It was like you hit the nail on the head. I'm here to hear your confession. So that was a good moment, I thought. But, think about it. Simon had to have some role in the previous group that Negan took over. So, I don't, it just seems like he had to have been, because I think and that's how he became Negan's right-hand man, basically. He showed an example by killing the leader and then made Simon his right-hand man, basically. So Negan speaks for all of us when he asks Gabriel a question that's been bugging me since the season premiere. Why would he help? Negan asked him, why would you help a bearded prick like Gregory? Father Gabriel isn't really sure. He knows that he's in this jam for a reason. And perhaps that's to give Negan an opportunity for yet another joke that represents either a penis or masturbation. Negan insists he's got a clean conscience, justifying all of his misdeeds. Of course, he's got a clear conscience. All the people he's killed, no one who didn't deserve it, of course. The enslavement of his workers, they're better off now than they were before. His harem of suicidal wives. Those women chose to be with me. Okay, he's got a clear conscience. Okay, Negan, whatever you say. As we all know, a couple of them did it. So, number one, people they love wouldn't get killed. Or two, they wouldn't be killed. I don't think that was much of a choice. You tell me. So what do you think? Could Simon have been maybe second or third in command of this group that Negan took over? I think so. That's my opinion. I think he was. He had a role in that group for sure. We may find out later what it was. I don't know, but because he's always asking them if we're backsliding, So I think that speaks volumes in itself. So, Father Gabriel eventually hits pay dirt and gets Negan to admit that his first wife was real. You remember that conversation? He's like, he asked him. And not surprisingly, he lied to her and slept around. What a surprise. Once a shit, always a shit. I'm sorry. When it's time for his confession, Father Gabriel admits his greatest sin was abandoning his congregation, which we knew. He's always had a guilty conscience about that. And Negan's only regret wasn't being a lousy husband. It was when his wife got sick and he couldn't put her down. Shades of Morgan, huh? Immediately that came to mind was Morgan. So, and Negan says, that is how I was weak. And he also reveals he worked with kids in his past life. Now, a couple of questions here. Did you really believe, what about Negan's backstory? Did you believe him? Did you feel sorry for him? No, I didn't. He didn't have any regrets sleeping around and, treating her like crap. So, I don't feel sorry for him at all. What am I supposed to feel sorry for? And what do you think Negan was doing with kids? What do you think he was doing? Negan reveals he worked with kids in his past life. If you don't show them the way, well, they turn out like garbage. Little assholes become great big ones, so you show them the way. Adults, they need it too. Government, laws, religion, guilt. But what was his job? We don't really know. Life coach for aspiring biker gang members? Could be. Little league hitting instructor? Could be. Don't know. What do you think? What do you think Negan did in his past life? Okay. I think maybe he was a teacher of some sort. I'm not sure of what, but I think he could have been a teacher. And while Father Gabriel and Negan are trapped in this sweatbox there's quite a bit of what we call palace intrigue in the Savior's C-suite. Demotion doesn't mean a pay cut or a loss of stock options. It's a death sentence. And Simon aims to flush out the rat he correctly presumes is helping Rick's crew. He said it, somebody is giving information. And we all know who that is. So he's out for blood. He wants the rat that's snitching on him. And Eugene is the obvious mark. So much so that Negan tells him to either find the snitch or it's curtains for him, placing him in a serious CYI mode. And you know what CYI means, right? I hope. Cover your ass. Okay. Luckily for him, Dwight is a great wood carver, but a crappy painter, and Eugene notices a splotch of red on a stolen knapsack from the armory. And if you notice in the meeting, Simon he's out for blood. And Dwight's like, yeah, we need to, he's really gung-ho here. So he's covering his butt too, big time. So, but Eugene notices a splotch of red paint on a stolen knapsack from the armory. That's a bad sign for Dwight's future as Rick's double agent and a living human being. So, what do you think? What do you think about Eugene and Dwight? What do you think is going to happen there? Is Eugene going to rat him out? Don't think so. Another scene when they're back, at the Rick and Daryl are out there, and I have a trivia question for you. When Rick asks Iago if he won, how does Iago answer? Because he's about to die, he's all messed up and stuff, and Daryl's like, ooh, kill him now. But so what do you think about Eugene and Dwight? What's Eugene going to do, you think? I think he's going to keep it to himself for now, at least. We know how Eugene is. He's for self-preservation, of course. But I don't think he'll snitch on Dwight. I really don't. He might help him. We'll have to wait and see, won't we? Don't know. Although that would really put him in a great position with Negan. So what's he going to do? I choose to believe that he's not going to rat him out. So, let me know what you think. Okay, for all of Negan's talk about people being the most important resource, it's clear he's backing it up when he and Father Gabriel appear just in time to quell a riot by the workers. Because they're like, where's Negan? What's going on? Where is he? We want to see Negan. 1 minute it looks like the Gen Pop is going to bum rush Simon and take over Sanctuary. The next they're kneeling before Negan, who describes the sturdy qualities of his private area and pledges to get back to the business of saving people. And that's a really big spin on the Savior's value proposition. One of them even says, "Thank you, Negan. Thank God for you." Okay. Do you think they'd really fight for him, though? I don't know. These are workers. They're not soldiers. They're not killers. So I don't know if they really would or not. So a lot going on. But I like when Father Gabriel tells him he believes he knows why they were there, and that's to take his confession. He nonchalantly told his story, Yeah, I cheated on her. I was a lousy husband, yada yada. That's okay. I was there, but his only weakness was he couldn't kill her, and that was exactly. Him and Morgan have a lot more in common than Morgan knows. Apparently, either one of them knows. So, So what do you think so far? I mean, I think Simon was a part of, or had a leading role in the group before Negan took over. Did you believe his backstory? Yeah, I did, because he's a crap. He's a piece of crap. So, yeah, I believe he would do that. I did not feel sorry for him, did you? Let me know. And what was Negan doing with kids? What do you think he was doing he did in his past life? I'm thinking a teacher of sorts. Excuse me. I'm thinking a teacher of sorts. And, but what? I don't know. That would be an interesting question. He's very, what's the word I want to use? He's very, he's very intelligent, there's no doubt. And he uses his words very, gosh, I can't think of the word I want to use. He gets his point across, but he speaks intelligently also. So give me your answers to those couple of questions. What do you think? I think, we may find out more in time. I don't know. And there's another question coming up. It's going to be getting interesting real soon. There's no doubt. So we're going to take a quick break here. Think about those things I asked. What do you think? And we'll be back to pick up where we left off. Don't go anywhere. And we'll be right back with The Walking Dead. Meet the Saviors.
This can't be it. It can't be.
You don't. Please come back. You don't get to come back.
You gotta be able to come back from this.
Hold my hand. Ooh, baby, it's a long way down to the bottom of the river. Hold my hand. Ooh, baby, it's a long way down. if you get nice.